Right.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
Good. How about you, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How you doing?
Good, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's been quite a week, huh?
Oh yeah. Quite busy and all that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
thank you again for inviting me to this. This is actually pretty cool.
of course, man. Yeah. Let me do a little introduction, and then we'll get started with introducing you.
Sounds good.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Ignite Art Club Incorporated. I'm your host, Mark, and this is a very good friend of mine. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hi, my name is Eli Guajardo. Peace.
Yeah.
I don't get interviewed a lot, so I'm gonna probably do a lot of cringe-worthy moments. So I'm just warning you.
Hey, welcome to the party. This is what we do right here.
Yeah, but honestly, it feels great. You know, just being out here in nature just feels nice. Honestly.
Yeah, and we got a brand new mic, so the audio should be really good, and it's for 2 people. So hey,
Yeah.
that way. Comes out really crisp and clean for the most part.
Honestly, what I'd give for mics like these, because I'm always like on set and I'm always like struggling with audio technical difficulties. So having mics like these would be really, really helpful. From time to time.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'll show you that link later on, and the tripod too, because that's where you want to. We share the same goals.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a little awkward because we're kind of going with the flow. That's how I go about it with the interviews.
Okay.
Like a natural conversation.
Yeah.
So yeah. First question. So tell us a little about yourself when it comes to what do you like to do for fun? What do you like to do for goals, your ambition, and where you're at? And then we'll start from there.
Okay. Yeah. So wow, that seems like a question one with an A, B, and C index. But like, I think I'll start off with where I come from. I live in Fresno, California, and I came to Escondido for school for John Paul the Great Catholic University.
Amazing school on Grand Avenue.
Yeah, a little bit of shameless promotion here.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, but like, it's just I love being here in Escondido. It's really nice here. People are nice here. I wish I could say the same thing about my hometown. But yeah, overall, Escondido is really nice. I like it a lot.
What's your favorite part of Escondido?
I like this place called Escondido. It's like really good. I go there very often when I need like an ice cream break, especially during school and I'm like dealing with like academics and just like just finals especially.
Yeah.
But like but it's a great little shop to like go to have a break, an ice cream break, because I'm an ice cream guy. That's my thing.
Hey, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite gelato that you get there usually? Because they changed the flavors, right?
Yeah, from what I gather, they go by seasonal changes. From what I gather, and the last time that I tried ice cream there, it was back around autumn, and they had this. I believe it was pumpkin cheesecake. I believe.
Oh,
I could be wrong, but it was like the best thing I had ever tried. It was so good. I know for sure it was cheesecake. That's for sure.
Yeah, and the best option to go with is the medium. So you get 2 flavors. Instead of like the big large one, it's only stuck to 1 flavor, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, which can be pretty comforting right now because since they closed all the Rite Aids and I can no longer get my favorite ice cream at Rite Aid, so damn it.
Damn it, dude. Well, hey,
yeah, I'm allowed to curse, right?
Yeah, of course. This is PG-13, yeah. What else? I do have a what do you call it? Like a comfort food for ice cream.
Okay.
It's the Edwards ice cream pie. You can find them at literally any big store. Rite Aid, Walmart's, CVS, Smart Finder, whatever. And they're very, very good. If it's a really, really bad day, get the whole big pie and just enjoy that all to myself.
Oh man, now I gotta take your word for it, bro. That's something I gotta try out.
Yeah, you will. All right, so let's see. Ice cream. You go to John Paul Catholic. How long you been going there for?
I think in a few months from now would be 2 years, 2.5 years. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I have time blindness. I came in August of 2024, I believe.
Okay.
And I've been there 25. That's a whole year. So a year and a half, technically.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a different program where we just go there for 3 years and then we graduate. But it's really enjoyable, and it has been something so graceful that I'm a part of, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, I was planning on being a student there a while back for graphic design, and I wasn't sure if to go fully in, because I do love doing graphic design. You could see it all over my Instagram,
Yeah,
it just wasn't be the end all be all. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
it's just a fun hobby.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's totally understandable.
Oh yeah, totally, man. Totally.
Yeah.
What else? What's your major and minor? What is your goal with JP Catholic?
So, my current major is screenwriting and cinematography.
Okay.
Incidentally, not directing, because I have tried directing before and it was just very, very chaotic. And
I bet.
yeah, but it's just something I do enjoy. But at the same time, everything I do is gonna relate back to what I truly love beneath all of that, which is storytelling.
Okay, so that's the major umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So storytelling is something I grew up with. It's one of the things that defines me as a person, is knowing practically the science behind storytelling. There's just, when I go to a movie, I like to pick apart the plots and the characters, and I like to analyze different characters, that sort of thing, and just figure out what makes a story work. And that's just something I'm very, very passionate about.
Yeah, totally. Do you watch video essays?
I do, not recently, but I do occasionally, where I like to watch analysis of certain characters from movies.
Yeah.
And just some movies that are about themes and genre and what makes the story work, how it forms, the skeleton beneath it. It all relates back to the term that most storytellers use, is the hero's journey.
Yeah.
Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. And it's just the number one template that people use, and it's something I do enjoy using a lot whenever I'm writing scripts or coming up with different stories and just possibly short stories, that sort of thing. It's just something I love doing.
Of course, yeah. I love that trope. Is that the right word for it? Or
Trope.
The arc? The storytelling of the hero's journey. It's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, the character arcs and their tropes. Tropes is kind of a strong word, because trope is something you've seen before, where you've seen it in a different movie, and then, you're gonna use this to define your character, that sort of thing. It's not
like an anti-hero, or that would be fit under a trope. But
the perfect example is the anti-hero being labeled. And so if you have a character who's just morally gray, they're just automatically labeled as a trope, and as anti-hero, I mean, and that becomes a trope. And
the pure noble one.
Oh yeah,
that's another.
Yeah, another trope. Yeah, there's I think my favorite trope out of all the ones I've seen is the red dragon, because
tell me about that.
So the red dragon is basically the henchman to what they call the big bad, which is the main villain of the story. And the perfect example of the red dragon is Darth Vader from Star Wars. He wasn't the main villain. He was pretty much the right-hand man of the main villain. And so because he was a right-hand man, he was practically acting like the red dragon. It comes from, I think, from medieval type of stories with an overlord using a red dragon to try to kill the main hero and preventing them from saving the village or saving the princess, that sort of thing. And I think that's where the term comes from for the red dragon. I can't be sure though. You can't quote me on that.
Don't quote him on that. The more you know.
False information.
Yeah.
But that's what I gather, at least. That's the theory that I have.
Do you like also? So when it comes to storytelling, there's two different formats. There's the video side of things. There's also the writing. Do you like both sides, or just only the storytelling through video and then cinematography?
I do love both aspects.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I do love the writing part, and I do love the cinematography part. Sometimes those go very hand in hand, because you can just have you can write a whole script. Like, it can be as short as 2 pages, which is something I'm actually currently working on. Is a 2-page script, and then if you have the means for it, if you have a camera that actually works, just point and shoot, and you'll be good to go. You're good to write a whole story, and you're good to see it on the screen. It's about figuring out what you want to see through the camera lens, basically. And that's just something I just enjoy doing.
Speaking of which, I had to get his expert advice on how to shoot the angle of this interview. So
Yeah.
I'm glad, with that.
I didn't mean to micromanage, but yeah, I was just
he's good, man. I'm like, you know what? You're a videographer. Like, hey, let me borrow your advice for now.
I do. Yeah, I will say this. I do tend to be a little bossy when it comes to directing people. It's something I've always had when I was a kid, and I
didn't see that when you directed. Okay, I was in. How many projects was I with you? 1 or 2?
I think just one.
Just
honestly.
one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was like directive, but on that day I was just like really more like trying to be bossy in the best way possible. Just be like an effective leader.
Yeah. That's the better word.
Yeah. I don't consider myself a fully fledged leader yet, but I'm still learning. I consider myself I still consider myself an amateur still, an amateur filmmaker, but apprentice, yeah, a Padawan, if you will.
That's cool. How many projects have you done with JP Catholic?
Well, that one's
films.
Yeah, that one's kind of a broad question, because
Okay.
I have done films with JP Catholic, and I've been on films with JP Catholic. So
maybe the ones where you directed or you had a major part of it.
I think.
And which one was your favorite? That would be my question, so that way I'm not overwhelming.
Okay, that's good. But it's all good. So I think I've done at least more than 2, because I've done a music video. There was an assignment at some point where you had to create a 2-minute short film, and that was practically, I was still a freshman at the time, so that happened a while back. And I created a story that at first was a little too long, and then one of my friends who ended up starring in it was like, dude, you need to make this a little shorter if you're gonna make this into the assignment. And I was like, no, I love this story, But I ended up working it out, and it was the first time I'd ever used a camera to make films, actually.
Okay.
Before I came to JP Catholic, I didn't know how to operate a camera whatsoever. I was just I saw movies and I was like, I want to do that. And so ever since then, that moment where you just see your film being presented for the first time, it was oh, this is what I want to do. And so after that, I created a couple more projects. One that I'm very proud of was a psychological thriller movie that I did. Because I do want to get into the whole Hitchcockian style sort of storytelling, Alfred Hitchcock style, and just tell really good suspenseful stories. But the one I did was kind of loosely related to that in some way, and it has to do with a woman being by herself in her house and enjoying the things she loves, and then suddenly there's an intruder that breaks in, which Gabriel Taki beautifully played.
Oh, Gabe. Okay, right on.
Yeah.
Shout out, Gabe. What's
Shout out to Gabriel Taki. Thank you so much for being a creep. Thank you for being the perfect creep.
He's a great guy, you know?
Yeah, he's so awesome, that dude.
Daddy, chill.
He's That's good. That's good. No, but seriously, he's so awesome to work with. Anything that you want to do with him, he'll help you do, like 100%. So that was probably the part I was most worried about when I was on set, because I practically filmed all the scenes by myself with my professor, who agreed to be in it, which I was very surprised about.
Yeah.
And then having him help out as well, and the end result ended up coming out so beautifully, and I loved every single moment of it, and I was just like, okay, that's something I officially wanted to do. And then a couple times after that, I filmed a couple other stuff, but for the most part, I was really just finding my groove and finding out what I like to do best. And there was a zombie film that I created that's only like a minute long.
Yes, I was in it. That was fun. That was so much fun.
It was. I loved how it turned out, because I thought, you know, me being the cheeky guy, I thought it was so clever, you know. But I did love how it turned out, and I was just like, okay, let's just make more. I want to make more.
Yeah.
It's not enough. I need to do more, you know. And just putting that pressure on myself, just really, like, I finally found my place. I found where I'm meant to be.
That's good.
Yeah.
You
And
found your calling, man.
I did. But so far, I think my favorite, you asked me what was my favorite project. I think the one where Gabriel Taki was involved was it's a short film called Honor Bound.
Okay.
And it's the psychological thriller with the woman alone at home and gets attacked. And I did not expect it to turn out as well as it did, and it was like a dream come true. And it was for a class I didn't even technically have to be a part of. But I was just like, I want to do this.
Yeah. And Gabe was like, I got you, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's like, I got you, bro.
I got you, bro. Okay.
He provided practically most of the equipment, honestly.
Oh, he did that too?
Yeah, he did. And all I pretty much had was the camera and the lights, but he provided almost everything else. And I was just like, Gabriel, what would I do without you?
Again, another shameless promotion to plug to Gabe, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. What would you like to do after graduating?
Ooh, that is interesting, because there's a theory of what I would like to do.
Ooh, theory time. Let's go. I like that. Let's go.
Yes, it's a genius theory. I thought about maybe moving to a different state. I thought about possibly moving to Texas or New Mexico. New Mexico's a big one, because New Mexico is like where Netflix is based, and in Albuquerque specifically. And there's a lot of filmmaking opportunities over there, and I just love to get my feet wet. I just love to be there, just be around that culture, and just continue making movies over there, because that's something I do enjoy.
Have you heard of the Chula Vista Entertainment Complex?
I'm sorry, what?
Have you heard of Chula Vista Entertainment Complex?
No, actually. What is that?
So, in Chula Vista, you know, kind of close to Escondido, you're looking about 40-minute drive down south. There's a guy, his name is Aaron David Roberts. He's making the next Hollywood, but basically right here in San Diego instead of LA. So that way, you know, aspiring filmmakers like you or artists or whatever it is, that instead of like traveling around the world or going to LA, that they can try to stay in San Diego. So I'll send you the link to them and you check it out. And you know, if you do decide to like hang out after some time, like, okay, maybe I'll stick around San Diego, you know?
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
Because things could change along the way. You know, that's just like an idea of what I want to do. But the real thing that I really want to do, what I want to strive for, my main goal, even after I graduate, is to make as many short films as possible. Like, make as many films as possible, like constantly be on set all the time, doing something on set. And just build a whole repertoire of short films
Yeah, a
I
whole
built
portfolio, you know?
a whole arsenal of short
Yeah, a
films.
whole arsenal, not a portfolio, like kabang!
Yes, yes, that's how I roll.
You go to a producer or a company, like, what you got on file? Hold on, I got you.
I'll be like,
Bang!
boom. Yeah, that's my goal. That's my goal.
That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah.
There's something I wanted to say. It just went out like that way.
It's okay.
Oh, next film project. So it's the one this Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So say a little bit about it. You don't have to say a lot, you know, because like I don't know if it's spoiling anything or if it's if you're not cool with it, we don't have to talk about it. We'll find out later on. You know,
I could talk a little bit about it.
a little bit. Okay.
Okay, so it's very simple. The premise of it is just this everyday kind of guy like goes to a book signing event, and it's like a wine and cheese event, and you know, he's like a typical average person who's just like, ooh, there's free cheese, let me get some, and then
Average Joe.
yeah, average Joe just like seeing free cheese laid out on the table, and he's just like going for it, and then he's just throughout the story he's just accosted by this one person who's like I guess what you call a cheese philosopher type.
Oh,
And
there's a word for it. Hold on. Wait. Cheese enthusiast, right?
yeah,
No.
close to that.
Close to that, yes.
It's the title of the movie, The Cheese Connoisseur.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's something that I have been working on for a while, and honestly, it may become my new favorite short film to work with, because when I came up with the script and showed it around the school, it was like something that a lot of students were really enjoying. They thought it was so funny, and I was like, yes, that's the reaction I wanted. And so I was like, this has to be made. And at first, it was for an assignment for a class at one point with one of my professors. It was actually inspired by a book signing event that actually did happen with my professor. And there was a wine and cheese table like right next door. And a buddy of mine came up to me and was like, do you know what any of these cheeses are? Like, there were different types of varieties of cheese, right? And so he went to me, he was like, do you know what any of these cheeses are? And I was like, no, I don't. I know you think I know everything, but I don't. And he went up to me later, he's like, hey, maybe you can make a story about this. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I will. I will say, though, that when I presented this story to the class for the first time, my professor legit thought I was coming after him. He thought I was targeting him, and he was laughing.
He's a cheese connoisseur, huh?
He thought that I was like calling him out for being a cheese connoisseur, and I was like, no, that's not what I intended. And he was such a good sport about it. He's like, well, I guess I'm this character for having that. He was so like, my teacher's so awesome, but like, it was so, like, the whole experience was funny. It was, like, one of the most unforgettable experiences of school that I've had.
You're probably going to have the character look exactly like him, too, just to add on top of it. Like,
yeah.
Exact details and shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty cool, man. I think that's all the questions I got.
All right.
Where can people find you on social media?
So I actually have 2 YouTube accounts.
Okay.
And Gabriel is a part of one of them. Another shout out to Gabriel. And
Another one. Another one.
Another one. And it's the YouTube channel with Gabriel is called Mystic Studios.
Okay.
And we're really trying to like get together, collaborate, work with what we have. My personal channel for when I do my own stuff is called The Blue Noble.
Okay.
It's on YouTube, and so far I only have 1 video listed, but be on the lookout for more. There will be more coming for sure.
Okay, I'll attach them to the description when we get to the editing part.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is there anything else you want to say, man?
Yeah. How's your day been?
It's been great. Actually, spending time with you and talking and going with the flow of this has been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I told you yesterday, I had spent 4 hours on the computer working on the sponsors form.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your soul leaves your body. So
Well, yeah, relatable. I know that feeling when you're, especially when you're staying up till 3 a.m. to edit a video. Like
that one time that I text you.
no. I am not coming for this man. I swear.
Hey Eli, can you help me out with editing, bro?
I'm like, oh, fine.
Oh, this guy.
This guy. No, I'm kidding. No, but I think it was like a lot earlier.
My hand sanitizer bottle. It was actually a Febreze bottle, but
Oh, that's smart, actually.
Anyway, got distracted.
I think it was like earlier than 3 a.m. Honestly, I think it was like even before
Like
12.
2:99, a.m.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, it was a pleasure like being able to edit that, because it was kind of I thought of it as a challenge that I could like take up upon, and I was very happy that I ended up editing some stuff for the video with Gabriel. I especially liked the interview with Gabriel. Just watching that the entire time, I was just like,
yeah, that was a hilarious video.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious.
It's just a shame though, like I didn't have the mic good system by then, and that's why I had to invest into this, and then. But hey, that's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, you could always do a second interview with Gabriel. I'm sure he'd be down for that.
Yeah.
But like, no, but seriously, when you told me, hey, can you edit this? I was like, challenge accepted. And just like got on my laptop. I was like, all right, what do you need? And you're like, I need this and this and this, and I'm like, all right, done.
Oh yeah. I told you like these timestamps because those were the funniest part of for a short reel,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, I mean, it wasn't too difficult of a challenge, but it was like something I enjoyed doing. So if you ever need like a video that needs to be edited, just let me know, man, and I'll do it. I'll do the best I can for you.
Okay. Yeah. Also, open invitation to the public to reach out to you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Help build this guy's portfolio. Like you need any editing, go to him. Eli.
Yeah.
He got you.
Yeah. I'm good at it, so.
He is. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm not good at it at all. Anyway.
You're good, dude.
Thank you. But like, yeah, anytime you need to edit videos or just like collaborate with me, and I especially like being first AD on set, I've discovered that's something I'm naturally good at. So yeah, anybody who needs like a first AD on set, just send me a shout out.
What does AD mean? Because I'm a little not noob right now.
First AD is loosely termed as the scheduler on set. So they basically like they create the call sheets, or the call sheets are like telling everybody, hey, you have to show up at this time, and then we'll wrap at this time. And it's basically making sure that everybody is accounted for, and making sure that everybody shows up on time for set. And they're especially like the assholes who are at your back when you're taking too long with a shot, and you're like, all right, we need to wrap it up, we need to speed it up a little. That's me. I like being the scheduled asshole. So.
Nice. All right. Well, it's been a blast.
Yeah,
man.
of course, man.
And until next time.
Yeah, definitely.